What is up guys, Nico here and welcome back to another video here on the channel. And for today, I'm going to review the Deity D3 Pro. Alright, first of all, just a disclaimer, the Deity D3 Pro was sent to me by Deity. So thank you very much Deity for sending this mic. However, this is not a sponsored video. Deity didn't tell me to say anything. They don't have a say in what I show, what the review is about. These are all my opinions alone. Now with that being out of the way, let's start the review. Now I'm going to start with the things that I like about the Deity D3 Pro, which I'm going to refer to as the D3 Pro from now on, and then continue to what I don't like about the D3 Pro, and I will compare it to another mic from Deity later on. So first of all, the D3 Pro is, not really a new mic, but I think right now it's still one of the best shotgun mics, like on-camera shotgun mics in the market for content creation, YouTube videos or vlogging. The D3 Pro is the world's first smart microphone, which means that, with just one cable, the TRRS cable that came with it, you could already use it with different devices like your mirrorless cameras, your smartphones, or your laptops, which usually require different types of cables. Now, this makes it convenient if you are, using different devices for vlogging or for content creation. You could bring one mic, one cable, and use it with all your devices. Now, one more feature that I like about the D3 Pro is the stepless gain knob. Usually with shotgun mics, especially the ones that, are on-camera shotgun mics, you still have the gain control, but it's usually a switch, which you can switch to -10 or -20 or +10 and +20. With the D3 Pro, you could gradually increase or decrease the gain because of that stepless gain knob. One more amazing feature of the D3 Pro is its auto standby mode. Now, upon turning on the microphone, it just goes on standby mode. When you turn on your device, let's say a mirrorless camera, that's when the microphone goes fully on. And when you turn off your device, it goes back to standby mode. This is helpful for those times that you forget that your mic actually needs to be turned off and you somehow drain your battery all the way down to 0%. Now, take note that on standby mode, you still drain the battery, but just at a slower pace. Hopefully by the time you realize that, your mic is turned off, you can turn it off and still have enough juice in your battery to finish your shoot. But just in case that you drain your battery all the way to 0% and you still have something to shoot, don't worry. The D3 Pro has an internal battery and it is rechargeable. And it only takes 2 hours to fully charge the battery, which can last up to 51 hours. Which means if you really need to shoot some more footage and you only have a few minutes to charge your microphone, given that charging for 2 hours gives you 51 hours of use, then probably 20 minutes of charging or even 10 minutes of charging will give you whatever is here. I can't do the math right now. Now again, when it's fully charged, it gives you 51 hours when it's fully turned on and 74 hours on standby mode. Now another good thing about this battery here in the D3 Pro is that you could actually charge it and use the mic at the same time. So if you are working on a set and your camera is rigged up, you could actually attach a power bank onto your rig and power the mic if you really need extended time in using the mic. I also like the Ryko shock mount that comes with the D3 Pro. One feature that is very useful on this shock mount is that you could adjust the mic forward and backward. Maybe you'd want your mic a little bit backward when shooting videos, but then you'd also want to shoot photos when you're out traveling, and that shock mount might be in the way of your eye. So you could move the mic forward so you could still use your EVF in your camera. Also, a small thing, but I think is a very thought about feature is the cutout in the foam windscreen of the D3 Pro. As you can see, it is contoured with a shock mount, and I'm guessing that this is so that the foam won't move around when you are using it. And on that note, speaking of foam, some cons, I've wished that Deity included a dead cat or those furry wind foams with the D3 Pro, because, you know, as we've known from experience, those are much more effective in really windy situations as opposed to these black foam type wind foams. One aspect that may be a con for other people is the size, because this is a bit bigger than, you know, those mini shotgun mics like the Deity D4 Duo. For me personally, I don't mind, unless, you know, I want to be more discreet about my vlogging, my shooting the video, because yes, it does call attention more than smaller mics. And speaking of, you know, mini shotgun mics, let us now also compare it with the D4 Duo. Now, this D4 Duo I purchased back in October of last year, and I really love this mic for vlogging. Now, if you are going to buy your first like on-camera mic, which one should you get? The D3 Pro or the D4 Duo? Now, for me, before you decide or before you answer that question, I think you should know what type of video creation, video content creation you are going to do most, so that you'll know which mic should you get. Now, with the D3 Pro, again, it is a smart mic, so you only need one cable to use it with different devices. With the D4 Duo, I don't think this is a smart mic, so it comes with the okay, you can't see it, with a TRS instead of a TRRS. So if you want to use this with smartphones, you need a TRRS to TRS cable. But I think this is easier to carry around, so if you don't have a big backpack or a big bag to bring out a bunch of gear, then of course this is more advantageous than the D3 Pro. Also, as much as I like that the D3 Pro is using an internal battery that you can charge it while using it, the D4 Duo doesn't need any batteries because it uses power from the device that it is connected to. So again, for convenience, I think that is another check for the D4 Duo. And also, one advantage of the D4 Duo is that it has two mic capsules. I won't go on a full review of the D4 Duo, I already did that. So click the link here if you want a full review of the D4 Duo and all its features. So before we decide, you know, what's a better mic for you, or before I decide what's the better mic for me, let us do these tests. First, I did a vlogging outdoor test with both the D3 Pro and the D4 Duo. Alright, so we're doing an outdoor vlogging test of the Deity D3 Pro. There is rain right now, I don't know if you can hear it, but yeah, this is the test of the Deity D3 Pro. Now let me point it to the other side so you could hear what it sounds like when you are behind the camera with this microphone. So yep, that is how it sounds like when you are not facing the microphone capsule. So now I just switched mics. Right now I am using the Deity D4 Duo, and let me go back to the same spot where I tested the D3 Pro. Alright, same spot where I tested the D3 Pro. This is how the D4 Duo sounds. And I'm just going to turn the camera around once again. So this is how it sounds like when only the front mic is enabled. But the thing I love about the D4 Duo is that when I switch on the dual mic capsules, this is what you'll hear. So right now, this is how it sounds like when the camera is turned in the other direction. So even if you are showing something, maybe you want to feature something, and you have to turn the camera around, you still get the same audio quality as when the camera is pointing your way. So that is one advantage of the D4 Duo over the D3 Pro. Back inside because it's really raining hard. And now let's do an indoor test, or like a studio type test. And if you are wondering why I haven't like held up the D3 Pro in front of the camera, it's because it's the microphone that I am using right now. It is boomed on a microphone. I'm just gonna show you. So I hope you could see this. Okay, so I'm against the light. So this is the D3 Pro. I'm standing there. It's boomed up. And as you can see, it's not in the frame of, you know, my shot. So it's just right here, right above my forehead. All this time, you are hearing the Deity D3 Pro. Now, if you want a side-by-side comparison with the D4 Duo, hold on, I'm just going to set up the D4 Duo. Now, before that, I'm going to say something which I will repeat to be able to really test it side by side. Do you hear the people singing the song of angry men? It is a music of the people who will not be slaves again. All right, so we are now on the D4 Duo. Do you hear the people singing the song of angry men? It is a music of a people who will not be slaves again. Okay, so my thoughts. So you finally see the Deity here in my hand. My final thoughts, I think when it comes to sound quality, they're both great, but I prefer the sound of the D3 Pro better. I think the D4 Duo is, you know, or has a brighter sound, which is good if you prefer that, but I think I like the fuller sound of the D3 Pro better. It has more, you know, low or dark tones to it as compared to the D4 Duo. But then again, I love using the D4 Duo when vlogging, when talking to my children while shooting a video, talking to people, because it can capture both the front and the back. But in terms of, you know, sit down videos like this, I prefer the sound of the D3 Pro. So, which mic should you get? Again, I think that depends on what you are going to use it for. If you're more of a vlogger type, run and gun, you know, get your camera out, shoot, I think you would be better off with the D4 Duo. But not that I'm saying that you can't do that with the D3 Pro, but I think the D3 Pro is more for controlled environments, especially in studio settings. I love the sound of the D3 Pro. So that is it for today's review. I hope you liked it. I hope it helped you decide if you are looking at these two microphones specifically. And if you like this video, I'd highly appreciate it if you'd hit that like button. And if you like these types of content and you are not yet subscribed, please hit that subscribe button and the bell notification icon so that you'll get notified when I upload new videos. Also, like me on Facebook, follow me on Instagram, and I will see you in the next video. See ya!